I think it's been pretty positive. Our acceptance that Barca is coming into a country like the United States. We've spoken about football, about foundation, about sponsorships in schools, and I think it's well received. Barca is a beloved club in the United States, and I think this brings people closer to us. I see a lot of Barca shirts on the street here in New York, and that means that we're doing well. On an economic level, the United States is a very important country. We already have important sponsorship agreements with American companies, and we're going to strengthen them. And there are other companies who are interested in working with Barca on agreements and events and sponsorships. And that's what we're here to work on, to work with these companies, to sit down with them, and to help the Barca brand become more well-known in this country. It already is well-known, but we want to do so even more, and to promote the sport of football in the United States, which is a country where it's growing more and more. And to compete with the biggest clubs in the world, we really need this income. It's a very important market in the United States for our growth, but not just economically. We also talk about values. Our foundation will also help us in this area. They'll do more programs with the country's youth and children in need, and our alliance with UNICEF and other things with the foundation. It may not seem so, but these values are intangible and they do have a return. And this could help us reach the €1 billion income level in the next 5 years that will allow us to compete with the biggest clubs in the world and to continue with these programs. We have some important groups and supporters clubs in this country, and they've been congratulating us these days because coming to this country with a permanent office gives them the feeling that we're closer to them, and that's the way it is. We don't want them to feel alone. They need to know that we have an important foot in the United States and that we're there to help them so that they can grow. The supporters clubs and the fans, and also in the digital area, which we're also a leader in. It gets them really excited that Barca doesn't forget about anybody and that we're here to help them. Women's football is very important in this country. The role of the women's game is perhaps bigger than that of the men's game in this country. Just look at the successes of their national team. The Women's Football League here is very interesting. We're thinking about the option in the future of having our own team here to compete at the maximum level and to help us become more well-known. And the same thing with futsal. It's a sport that's really growing, and the MLS is really interested in helping it grow as well. We have our own futsal team in Barcelona, just like the women's football team. And if we see the chance to come into this country, it would be a good challenge to participate in local leagues so that people can keep talking about Barca. Maybe they won't follow the teams there, but they can follow Barca teams here in both of those sports.